Welcome to the Berean Remnant. I'm your host, Dr. Bernard Mauser, and today what I want to talk to you about is something you'll commonly hear about socialism looking really good on paper. I take the opposite position, and that's because I've read the papers that the Marxists have written. So, socialists, and this is something you could find throughout the Communist Manifesto and some of the other writings by Marx, but socialists want to do this, and let me quote. The communists openly declare their ends can be only attained by the forcible overthrow of all existing social conditions. What are some of those social conditions? The abolition of the family is one of those social conditions that they take to be really important for achieving their socialistic utopia. Abolition of the family, the most intimate relations you have with your spouse, with your children. They want to abolish these. They also want to abolish religion. So there's one true God, and you're supposed to worship Him. They want to abolish that. The only religion allowed is the religion of the state. So, statism. The state replaces God. It's interesting also because the state basically remains in their view, and for a lot of socialists, they're materialists, so you're nothing but matter in motion. That's the materialist position. So you're really no different than the dirt, except for you can move differently than the dirt, but you're just going to return to that. There's no afterlife for the materialist position. So you have no lasting value, but the state does. The state is what should give you meaning, and so your religion becomes politics. We need to abolish any other religion. I say that's immoral on paper. So it's immoral to attack the family. It's immoral to abolish religion. A third thing that they want to abolish is private property. The biblical command that thou shalt not steal presupposes that private property is not only legitimate, but it's something that God has given us, and that you actually own things. They want to abolish that. Again, this is another evil on paper of socialism. So I think it actually is extremely immoral. Here's a fourth thing, that though you're all created in God's image, He has given each human being different talents. What they say, though, what the socialist says, is they advocate what's called a radical egalitarianism, where nobody has any more talents or benefits than any other person. So this is contrary to the structure of the real universe. And so what they have to do is they have to handicap those who are more talented than other people to try to make them equal to people who have no talent. And all of this is harmful for our soul. They're trying to strip away the talents that God has given you. God has given you. And they don't have the right to do that. Those are things that are gifts from God, and God can take them away as He sees fit. But the government is not God. So anyone who dissents from the planners should be basically stripped down, ridiculed, and executed if they refuse to comport with this socialist agenda. So does that sound familiar? It's something that we've seen throughout history and led to the destruction of millions and millions of human beings who are creating God's image. So socialism is immoral. It looks evil even on paper. So next time someone says to you, oh, socialism looks really good on paper, it just doesn't work in the real world, I would say the very opposite. It's evil even on paper because of all these things that are contrary to the nature of realities that God has given us. So I hope there's food for thought here, Christians and Bereans, and that you'll consider a little differently next time you hear this claim that socialism looks really good on paper, because it doesn't. Have a great day.